Hey guys, what's going on? This is the Crypto Jarhead. Gonna go back to my roots here, and this is my business plan. So I will explain every step along the way why I chose these price points for my business plan. Now, keep in mind, this is basing, this is my overall plan. This is not my plan for each ICO. I'm going to be tweaking each ICO, but this is my overall plan in the minimum profits that I am looking for from each ICO every step along the way. Now, my actual profits and income may be a lot higher than what I'm planning because I'm planning on the minimum I will accept. So, let's go ahead and get to it. This is going to include January. Now, it's the end of January right now, so this is what has already been done. Okay, I got into Thorncoin. And I'm assuming an upfront purchase price of $1,000 USD, not including transfer fees, Bitcoin ATM fees, any of that. $1,000 in Bitcoin to launch my first few ICOs. So, Thorncoin, 581 Thorn, valued at $15 a Thorn, because that is what they're going to open at on the exchange. And for my first real big ICO, I'm leaning towards just lending at 15 and not waiting for that 30 or 50, 30 to 50, whatever they're going to open up at a couple of weeks after that. That's a big enough hit for me. I got into this thing at 70 cents a piece, so that is already a 20x. That's huge. I'm mainly shooting for 10x on each ICO that I get into, so just $15 for Thorn is already double what I'm shooting for on the rest of my ICOs. So that is plenty good for me. I'm just going to go ahead and lend everything up front and pull my value out later. Now, I will be withdrawing every day from Thorn. My value on opening day will be $8,700. And that will get me $130 a day and just shy of $4,000 a month from Thorn. Now, Chrysos, I am far less involved in Chrysos. I have a $1,000 loan, $994 to be exact. And that'll get me $15 a day, $447 a month. Okay, so income for the month of January is nothing. Okay, I got into these this month. I'm not going to see any of that money back this month. That's a trend that will be continued moving forward here. Now, February, I'll be getting the whole month of Chrysos. I've already started lending that, and I'll only be getting half a month of Thorn in February because they're not opening up their lending at $15 until the 15th of February. So I'm only going to get half throughout February. Now, I'm going to be putting $250 into Ribbon Coin. That will get me 500 ribbons. They're opening at $5. Okay, so that's going to be $2,500. Value at 1.5% a day, not 0.015% a day. That's a ridiculous interest. And that'll get me $37.50 a day, $1,125 a month. Now, I'll also be putting $250 into another ICO that I have not found yet, shooting for the same price. Okay, so a 50-cent buy-in, target price of $5, get me another $1,125 a month. Now, here is where I'm going to start assuming things. I'm going to assume that I get into a third ICO, the same price points for the same amount of money, the same target points. But I'm going to assume that I'm going to be getting into 3 ICOs a month. I'm going to assume that one of these will fail because that is just the nature of the game. For one reason or another, we're going to take losses. So I'm going to assume 1 loss, 2 wins per month. The coins that I get into in February will bring in an income of $22.50. That will start in March. So the stuff that I'm planning on getting into in February, I won't start lending until the end of February. I might start lending before, but just for the purposes of plan, we're assuming that we'll start lending at the end of each month. The total available for the beginning of March, on March 1st, I'll have that income from Chrysos and Thorn, which is $2,400. March, the repayment of your initial investment and the rollover into new ICOs. Now, it's not the full repayment of my initial $1,000. So I'm going to begin with $2,400 throughout March from Thorn, Chrysos, and the 2 successful ICOs I get into in February. I will make $6,600. So March 1st, I'm going to pull $500 back into my bank account. So that's half of my initial investment. I'm going to leave $1,500 available for 3 new ICOs, and I'm going to keep $407 in reserve. So this reserve is for transaction fees, for withdrawal fees from platforms. That's the money I'm accounting for there. So that's my reserve. As such, the beginning balance each month might be slightly less, which will just roll over into the reserve price. You will see this when I talk about April. For March ICOs, $500 buy-ins at 50 cents. Target price is still $5 at Lending. That'll give me 1,000 tokens, $22.50 a month. Gonna have 2 of those that work. It's gonna bring in $4,500 more a month, bringing the total income for April to $11,119. I'm gonna have $7,000 available on April 1st. Okay, so April 1st, initial funds are going to be $7,000. My income for April will be $11,000. This month, I'm going to pull $2,000 at the bank. I'm going to reserve 3 for ICOs, and I'll have $1,000 in reserve. Now, if I use my entire $400 in reserve for withdrawal fees, transfer fees, yada yada, so on that month, so on and so forth, obviously that number will be less because my initial number is less. But that's what I'm planning on having for reserve. Hopefully should not even come close to racking up $1,000 in fees in a month. But we're going to go ahead and account for that. The ICOs for this month will be $1,000 buy-in at 50 cents. Same target price. The value will be $10,000 at the end. That'll bring us $225 a day, $4,500 a month. We're going to get into 2 ICOs. They're going to bring in that much money. So what this is doing is this is purchasing us income. Okay, so the income that we're adding in April will be $9,000. The total income for May becomes $20,000. $12,000 of which will be available on May 1st. And by the way, guys, if you get into an ICO for $1 and the lending price is going to open at $10, the math works exactly the same when accounting for your daily income and monthly income from that loan. Whether you can get, $1,000 gets you 1,000 tokens that lend for $5 a piece, or 2,000 tokens that lend for $10 a piece, it all adds up to $10,000. And that same goes for if you get in for $10 in the lend, or $2 in the ICO, and the lending price is 15, or 20. Sorry, the math scales. So what you're looking for is 10x, 10 times your investment. That is the magic number I'm looking for. Obviously, I'm not. If I get in an ICO at 50 cents and they're opening at $8. I'm not going to say no because that's not my 10x. I'm just, okay, that's a little extra money. No big deal. Better than less money. Okay, so May, we are almost to where we need to be. Okay, we're going to have $12,000 at the front on May 1st. We're going to pull $2,000 to the bank again, $9,000 for ICOs. And we're going to hold about $1,000 in reserve again. This month, we're going to do $3,000 buy-in for the ICOs. Okay, that'll net us a loan of $30,000, which would bring us $450 a day or $13,500 a month. This is all at 1.5% a day, which is our goal, our target daily interest when we're picking these ICOs. These two ICOs will bring in an extra $27,000 a month, so the total income from June will be $47,000. We will have 21 available June 1st. So, June. This one's an important month. This is kind of a bookmark month. We're going to have 21 grand available. We're going to go ahead and pull 4 grand into the bank. And we're going to hold 15,000 for ICOs. And we're going to keep 2 grand in reserve. Okay, so this month we're putting 5 grand into each ICO. Okay, our target loan is $50,000. That'll bring us $750 a day and $22,500 a month per loan. We're going to look to get into 2 of those. Obviously we will be getting into 3, but we're still assuming that 1 is going to fail every month. We don't know which one, but as long as we have the same target prices, target loan amounts, everything, as long as 2 out of 3 of those work, we're in great shape. And all 3 might go through. That's just more money at the end of all this. Especially from June and beyond. Say if in June all 3 of them work, and in July only 1 works, you're still on track. Okay, stick to the same plan. Average 2 a month that works. This will bring us in $45,000 a month for a total income in July of $92,000. We're gonna have 49 grand available on the 1st of July. Okay, so July, made it. Funds available, 50 grand, 49 grand. We're going to pull 25,000 at the bank. We're going to hold the same 15,000 for ICOs. And we're going to hold 9 grand in reserve. The ICO plans are the same as June. We're still putting in $5,000 on each, looking for a loan of $50,000, and we're looking to get into 2 successful loans. Okay. Now, that's going to bring us another $45,000. Our income for August will be $130,000. We'll have 100 grand available August 1st. Now, from this point forward, we're going to pull all of our funds to the bank minus $30,000 every month, first of the month. That $30,000, 15 will go to ICOs, 15 will be in reserve. Period. Just that way you've got money set aside for next month's ICOs if you need them, or if you get into a couple ICOs at the beginning of the month and they both flop, well, now you can afford to get into a couple more ICOs and, they'll pick better ones. So we're going to, make some assumptions here. We're going to assume that every ICO that we get into lasts an average of 6 months. Okay. Maybe some last 3, maybe some last 9. We're going to assume that they average out at 6 months. Okay. So from August forward, or August and beyond, now we are replacing dead ICOs. And goal is to be in 24 ICOs at all times, each one generating $22,500 a month, for a total monthly income of $540,000. Okay, so as the initial ICOs you get into die, you're just going to replace those ICOs. We're not going to look to get into more. We're not going to look to start throwing 10 grand at each of these ICOs. We're just going to stick with the 5 grand. And eventually, that will be 24 ICOs that we're into, and each one is producing $22,500 a month. It's pretty good. That's $540,000 a month, guys. Once I've reached this income goal, which I should hit by December of this year, once I've reached this $540,000 a month, I'm going to start buying a house every other month. I'm just going to buy a house. And I'm looking for those houses to be between $300,000 and $350,000. Okay. I'm also going to bank at least 2 full Bitcoins per month. And hold on for dear life. My goal is to own 6 houses by December of 2019, 12 by December 2020, 18,000 a month from real estate, and be holding 100 Bitcoin. once Bitcoin hits $400,000 a Bitcoin, I'm going to sell half of them and I'm going to retire. I'm going to put that money into like a high interest savings. I'm still going to be holding at least 50 Bitcoin. I'm just going to live off the rental money generated by my properties. I don't care at this point. Obviously one of these houses will be, I'll buy myself a house as well. So I won't have to worry about a house payment. I'll be making $18,000 a month just from rental income after I've, paid whoever it is I'm going to pay to manage these houses, because I don't feel like dealing with 12 houses of problems at all times. That's why I'm settling for $1,500 a month in income. Where I'm at, $350,000 house is easily going to rent for $2,300 a month. I'm willing to take an $800 a month haircut on each of these houses to pay somebody else to look after them. And if I'm only keeping $1,000 at that point, I'm not, at that point, I'm not going to really have bills. That's still 12 grand a month of free money, that is not, it's not going towards a mortgage. I'm not paying off student loans. I'll be worrying about my groceries and my cell phone and my electricity bill, and then wondering how I'm going to spend this other, $9,000 a month or whatever. So this is my plan to reach a monthly income of $540,000 by December of this year. Let me know what you think. If you like what you saw, hit that like button, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. And if you see a problem, let me know. We'll talk about it. I'm flexible. I just like to have a plan as a way to move forward. And this is an overall plan. Obviously, I like to plan out each ICO I get into because I'm a planner. That's what I do. I plan everything in advance with as much detail as possible so that when things start to go awry, I'm not caught backpedaling. I'm not caught with my pants down. I'm not freaking out. I've accounted for failures. I know what I'm going to do when I lose. So on and so forth. This way, when shit hits the fan, which it will, I guarantee this is not going to work out exactly the way I've laid it out here. But when shit hits the fan, I already have a plan in mind. This is it. You're looking at it. You just saw it. This will keep me from panicking. It'll help me keep my emotion out of my trading so I can focus on what's really important. And that's making the money that's going to take care of my family. That is why I'm in this. Okay, if anybody tells you that they're not in it to make money, I don't know why you're in the ICO game. To be honest, if you're not in it for money, I don't really know why you're here. I'm in it for money. I'm not going to make any bones about it. I'm not going to hide that fact. I'm in it for money. I'm in it to put my own money in because I don't need referrals to make my money. Now, I would like to have referrals. That'd be great. I'd love them. But this is my plan without any referrals. I think it's a pretty darn good plan. Let me know what you guys think. Till then, stay hungry and happy hunting, wolves.